Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the 10 most important steps for applying to universities in Australia. Number 1. Selecting the perfect course. Now, selection of the course is one of the most important steps when you're thinking of applying to any foreign university, no matter whether it is in Australia or the US or the UK. Now, selection of the course in Australia is dependent on what you want to do in the future. If you're applying for an undergraduate degree, it should mainly focus on what you want to do, what your interests are. And if you're applying for a postgraduate degree, it should preferably be related to what you have done in your undergraduate degree. The Government of Australia releases a list every year known as the SOL, which lists down the occupations which are eligible for PR in the forthcoming years. Now, if you study on those particular lines, you'll be able to get a post-study work visa as well as a PR if you fulfill certain criteria. So one of the most important steps while choosing the course that you want to study is to go through the SOL if you plan to settle over here for the longer duration. The Government of Australia also will provide you with extra PR points if you study in a regional area. Now, all of Australia is divided into two different categories, urban and regional areas. So if you're studying in a university located in a regional area, you'll be able to get those extra PR points which will enable you to apply for the permanent residency in the future. Number 2. Selecting the university. Now, Australia is home to some of the world's most famous universities, and most of them all the Group of 8. Now, the Group of 8 are the top 8 universities in Australia, and they also come under the top 150 universities worldwide. Selecting or getting selected in one of these universities will give you an immense boost. But do not worry if you want to apply to other universities apart from this list as well. It should be kept in mind that the course you are studying is properly recognized in the university that you are going for, and it should give you proper benefits that you are aiming for in the future. Number 3. Now, after you are done deciding that you want to pursue your further studies in Australia, it is important that you sort your documents. For undergraduate degree, it is important that you have your 10th class certificate and your 12th class certificate with you. If you are aiming for postgraduate degree, it is important that in addition to those, you have your all semester mark sheets, your degree certificate, and any other internship or work experience or volunteer certificates that you might have done during the course of your studies. Apart from your educational qualifications, you should have a valid passport and a TOEFL or an IELTS scorecard with a valid score. Now, the requirements of the English language proficiency varies from university to university, so it is advisable that you check out the particular university's website to make sure that you are eligible for that particular course. After you are done sorting your documents, you need to think about whether you want to apply on your own or through an agent. Applying on your own can be a bit tedious, so most of the students tend to apply through an agent. Agents like Advice or IDP help in streamlining the application process for the students. You just need to submit your documents and your proof of funds, and they'll streamline the whole application process for you. A point to be kept in mind here is that none of these agents charge you any money for the application process. Number 4. Conditional or unconditional offer letter. So once you are done applying to the university of your choice, either you will get a conditional offer letter or an unconditional offer letter. A conditional offer letter means that there are some documents that you have not furnished yet. Maybe it is some of the certificates or some educational documents, or maybe your English language proficiency scorecard. Now, personally, I appeared for the TOEFL, which I found to be much easier than IELTS. Both IELTS as well as TOEFL cost almost the same, so it completely depends upon you which exam you want to go for. It is advised that you first appear for some mock tests before you book the actual test date. Once you have your English language proficiency scorecard with you, you need to update the university about the same so that they can offer you an unconditional offer letter of admission. Following this, you also need to go for a medical test. Now most of the students, they tend to go for the medical test after they are done applying for the visa, but it is advised that you go for it before, because the medical test results take about 15 days to come through. The cost of the medical test depends on the city you are going for, and it can vary anywhere between 3,500 rupees to even 6,000 rupees. Some of the basic tests covered under the medical test are your eyesight, your height and weight, a basic chest x-ray, urine test, and your photo. Number 5. Now once you have submitted all your educational documents along with your TOEFL or IELTS score to the university, you will receive an unconditional offer letter, which will also mention the total course fee and the amount of fee that you need to pay to finalize your admission. Once you pay this fee, you will receive your e-COE, which is the Electronic Confirmation of Enrollment. Now this is a very important document for you to have before you can start applying for the visa. Once you have your e-COE, it confirms your admission to the university and it acts as a proof of payment to the university of your first semester. Number 6. Now once you have your e-COE, you need to start with the application process for your visa. Here you need to show your funds. Now the funds to be shown are broken down into 3 major parts. One is your full year tuition fee. Second is $20,290 as per the Australian government, which is the basic amount of living expenses. You might be spending very less to that amount, but this is the amount that you need to show. And in top of that, $3,000 of airfare travel. The total of this should be shown in your proof of funds. Now the proof of funds can be shown from your salary slip, 3 years of ITR, any provident fund, or any other savings that you may have made. A major point to be kept in mind here is that a house loan does not suffice as a proof of fund while you're filling your application form for your visa. Number 7. SOP. SOP is statement of purpose that you need to write to depict why do you want to study in Australia, why that particular university, why that particular course, why not any other country, and things like that. Now this is a very important document that gets submitted along with your visa application to the Australian Embassy and is the deciding factor of your grant. You may want to refer to some guides over the internet, but do make sure not to copy any SOP that you might find online. Number 8. Applying for the visa. While applying for the visa, you need your educational documents, your financial documents, as well as your SOP. In addition to this, your health certificate will be sent by the agency that tested you for your medical tests directly to the embassy. The visa will cost you roughly 626 Australian dollars, which converts to roughly 32,000 Indian rupees. Number 9. Booking your air tickets. Now, a lot of airlines fly from India to Australia. You can book your flight through Qantas Airways or Singapore Airways or even Thai Airways. Now, I booked through Qantas and I got 45 kilos of check-in luggage in addition to 7 kilos of cabin luggage. So you might want to venture out the options available and find the perfect fit for your budget. Your flight tickets might cost anywhere between 24,000 rupees to as high as 60,000 rupees depending on when you intend to travel. So make sure to book your flight as early as possible to get the best possible rates. Number 10. Booking your accommodation. Now once you're done booking your flight, you also might want to book a place of accommodation where you will end up in the first few days while you're here. You might book a temporary accommodation or a permanent accommodation depending on your choice. Temporary accommodation can vary from hotels to Airbnbs, and permanent accommodations can vary from university managed accommodations to private rentals. You will find a lot of options on websites like Indeed, Gumtree, and even Facebook to suffice your needs. I hope you liked this video. Also, please check out my previous video on grocery costs in Australia. See you again next time.